Okay, well, good morning, everyone. This is Saturday Relive Business Training for Bueller and Friends, August 17th, 2019. My name's Louise Kohl. I live up here in Paulsbo, Washington, and have been with Relive for, uh, let me think, 16 years, going on 16 years now, and have loved every minute of it. I am particularly excited about what's going on right now. But before we get started, there are some announcements that Quila has, and Brenda Louder is going to give them. So, Brenda, would you come on and give those announcements, please?
Sure. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So she just wanted to please have everyone excuse her for today and for last week. She's had some family commitments with her daughters and grandkids, and so she is busy with that. And then on Facebook, she's had some major issues with her Facebook account, and so she has currently disabled that. So if anyone needs to reach her, you'll need to email her or give her a call. And then the other thing was we may have seen on Facebook or otherwise heard that Tom Pennick's mother passed away this week. And she said that if we'd like to send cards to, like we did with Dr. Carl, to just send them to corporate, to Tom at corporate. And she will send out an email she's thinking about from the Bueller Group, collecting some funds to send a donation in his name to the Calogris Foundation. And so those were the things that she wanted me to share at this time. So anyway, we all keep Tom in our prayers. So thank you.
Thanks, Brenda. Thanks for letting us know. Yeah, that that whole Facebook thing's a bummer, and yeah, and Tom's told so many wonderful stories about his dad and his mom, and that's a tough thing. So use the corporate address. That would, and I know that Tom would be greatly encouraged. Okay, so let's go ahead and here we go with our training with Relive. We're dealing with two things: nutrition, and I love this. It if you don't eat according to your goals, don't expect to reach them. Well, it's the same with our business, and this other, I don't know what you call it, little quote posted thing is what I read every day. Life begins outside of your comfort zone, and it's a great reminder, because for me, everything happens on the edge. When you're just on the edge, it does happen. So it's a good encouragement. So I hope it encourages you. So what I would like now is if you all would just come on and share what's been happening in your business. I do have, and I'm going to sort of this is a little bit of a spoiler. My next slide is about RLV results and stories about that. So if you have a story, a business story about RLV, please save it right now. This is just what's happening in your business. So it's open. Let's hear it. Shy people. None of you are shy. Come on. Somebody's got to be the first.
Hi, it's Nathan.
I was going to call you out, Nathan.
Like, ooh, I better unmute myself before she calls me.
Thanks, Nathan.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just this business is just amazing. I had one of my coworkers come to a Tuesday night meeting, and she really liked what she saw, and she's really excited to tell her mom about this. However, her mom is only a Spanish speaker, so
Wow.
little Lauren Lair does is she calls up Javier right then and there at 10:30 at night in St. Louis, and just introduces Delaney and Javier together. And that man, such a great passion and just and compassion, passion and compassion too, all rolled into one. It was just, it's so great. So we've been just, touching bases and going to get all the Spanish information to her, and it's going to be great. I can't wait to see what results her and her family will be getting now.
Isn't that so cool? I love it. That's awesome, Nathan. That's
Oh yeah,
awesome.
yes, yes, yes.
Great. And someone else.
Lauren's here.
About time, Lauren.
Well, geez.
Go.
We're talking about the address for we posted in the group about Luana Ford's husband passed away, but we're talking about an address, so I was distracted. But happy to hear Nathan share too. That was really fun on Tuesday. And I asked his permission too. It wasn't just me calling him at 10:30 at night. He was happy to share. But last week I preemptively shared excitement about somebody that I had shared with but hadn't really gotten connected with yet, just kind of did the share part, and he was excited. And in this last week I've gotten him on a few calls and shared the recorded short story call. And he's just, oh my goodness, he is so excited. He just is like waiting on bated breath. He had some family stuff going on. He's on vacation. His sister's leaving for college, so we don't have an opportunity to meet up. But man, every time I share something with him, he is just like so thankful, so excited, just looking forward to the next little bit that he can soak up, next time we have an opportunity to chat. So pretty cool.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. I love it. Whenever you get excitement like that from just a response, you're just like, yes, and it just spurs you on to do it some more. It's great. That's awesome. Anyone else?
Hey, Louise, can you hear me?
Yes.
So I've been thinking what to say here and how to say it, but I love these opportune moments, and you just never know where they're going to go, and it's always really good. I have many opportune moments and have in the past, and I really do love that. But lately, been working with a gal that comes in to help my mom. And it's interesting, just connecting her into stories, answering her questions, because her questions are, in her medical field as a nurse. I know what I'm eating isn't right. I don't know if my vitamins are working. My organic food is expensive, and how much of that can I buy? And is it really working anyway? So she has all these questions. And so, we talked about how Relive fills in the gaps of all those things. And so it was fun to connect her with people that, to show her the power of the powder, that it does work and fill in those gaps. And so those opportune moments, I think, are just really amazing, and where they go and where they lead us. Also had the opportunity to help a downline opportune moment that his daughter kind of set up, and he went in as
hang on. There's somebody who's making a lot of noise in the background. Could you mute yourself, please? While Luann's talking, okay. Go ahead, Luann.
Okay, so I put her on with a couple of calls, and she was very excited. I mean, she has a heart to help people, nonprofit, and feeding the homeless up there in Washington. And so anyway, she went in as a distributor the other day, very anxious to get her product started on it for herself for diabetes. And so you never know where those opportune moments are going to go and how we can help others, and not just for ourselves, but in our downline, to keep building the system of Relive.
Wow. Yeah, no kidding. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. That's so true. We don't know where it's going to go at all. So, and that just leads right into my next slide. So this is particularly the stories of your results, people who have shared their results, what is going on. And how has it been going with these products? I have some exciting stories, but I want to hear some others too. So anybody have some things they just dying to share about this? Anybody? Come on. Okay, well, then you're going to hear my stories. This is like craziness. In Washington, when you say CBD, everybody rolls their eyes because CBD's been around for a long time because medical marijuana was legal here. And so it was all marijuana based. So I don't call it CBD. I call it hemp extract, organic hemp extract. Now, what has happened is since the Chicago conference and my unbelievable results with the balm, I couldn't believe it. My knee pain was like gone. Not gone forever. Just my knees were quieted to where they weren't bothering me anymore. But I carry this around with me, and I always have it with me. And I've had, since Chicago, I've met up with a number of people, some meeting up with them for other reasons, not for Relive, but this comes out every time, and they'll say something about something, and I'm like, oh, this really made a difference for me. You want to give it a try? And so I have them try it on whatever aches and pains they've got. And in the course of our conversation, no matter what it is, they are telling me that it's made a difference. And then I go in, and then I say, okay, well, we either set up something and I'll explain more to you, and we'll meet with my Relive hat on, or I will take this hat off and we will go ahead and start this. So whatever. It's been an amazing door opener. I was going to tell Nathan this story. I met with a gentleman yesterday. We were just having lunch to catch up, and he's a vice president of a bank, and he was saying, we were just visiting, and he was saying he knows I'm Relive. So I said, hey, you got any stiffness or any sores or any soreness anywhere? He said, well, and I said, well, I'll give you this container. You can go to the men's room and you can put it on wherever you need to. But he said, no, I have some stiffness in my hands. I feel like the Tin Man. And I said, okay. So he put it on one of his hands. And I said, well, put it on both. He goes, we're going to put it on one and I'll see how it goes. Well, within a minute, it was fluid motion. And he said, okay, so my one hand feels like I'm 30. This gentleman just turned 50. My one hand feels like I'm 30, and the other hand feels like the Tin Man. And at the end of the day, he texted me and he said, yep, 30-year-old left hand, Tin Man right hand. And he joined Relive as a result, because he's also looking at doing some other stuff business-wise. But it was a heck of a door opener. I've never had this experience before, where it's so instantaneous that people are on board right away, and I just go with it. Now, I have something that's really important about this to say about when you're talking to people who are in the military. So I need to hear some other stories, and then I'm going to go into an education. So any other stories? There's got to be other stories. Come on.
Yvette.
Hi, Yvette's here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can.
So I have a client who, unfortunately, she joined as a quick start before we got the CBD, but she forgot that she's allergic to vitamin C, and the amount of vitamin C in the now on all the other core ones was too much for her. So she was just taking the Artifact and the capsules, but she wasn't seeing much of her results with her arthritis and stuff. So CBD came out, and I went to visit her yesterday, and she took the balm and rubbed it on her thumb knuckles and said, wow, it's a lot less pain. So she's very excited, and she's gonna order some product. It's kind of funny though, because she hadn't gotten results. She threw all of her paperwork away, and so she couldn't remember how to log in or anything. So I just very quickly sent her an email on how to do all that and got her started. So yeah,
Great.
it was exciting.
And Yvette, don't you have a story? Doesn't your daughter have a story?
Yeah. So,
would you mention?
Sure. So, although the Relive products have majorly helped with her back issues and endometriosis and stuff like that, her back still has this kind of low, dull ache on the right side where the endometriosis is. Anyways, so we got the balm and we rubbed it on, and the ache went away, and it can last for 24 hours for her, and sometimes even a day and a half, and she just is so excited. So she's used about a third of my balm already, but she just does it, and it does it.
That's awesome, though, because my passion is about offering something to avoid the opioid epidemic. We have an opioid epidemic in this country. And I've always believed that Relive has the solution. But now, with this instantaneous results, there is no need to be popping pills for pain. That doesn't mean that you don't go get the problem fixed, because pain is the body telling you something's wrong. But in the meantime, you don't need to become addicted to pain medication. And I'm very excited about this. I'm very excited about this. Any other stories? Thank you, Yvette. I love those. I have to call you, by the way, to share.
Louise, this is Brenda. I have one.
Yes.
Actually, I have two, because I have my own personal one. But we've been doing a lot of DIY around the house, and we pulled our sectional out, and it's kind of one of those things that's like 3 stadium seats, and then they're kind of hooked together. Well, they came unhooked, and so we thought, wow, we're going to do a super clean, and we had it all leaned forward. Steve was holding it, and I'm bending down. I'm vacuuming like crazy, and he let go before I was done. He thought I was done, and it came down like on my head.
Oh my.
The back part of it, and I already have neck issues. So it threw me back. I nearly fell, but I was just like, oh. And so my neck was kind of screaming. I did my little temporary trifecta thing that I've come up with because my balm hadn't come yet. And so that came like the next day, and I immediately got it out. I knew what it was, and I got it out, and I put it on. And the difference was amazing. In a couple minutes, I did not even know that my neck hurt. I mean, I just was moving it. There was no more pain. It was wonderful. Well, we have a friend that was an adult. She'd been rollerblading, and she fell and has a major injury in her ankle. She's already had the surgery, but she's been kind of posting a little bit on Facebook and stuff, and I reached out to her because she said the pain is so excruciating. She just doesn't know, how her pain meds aren't even touching it and stuff. And so I texted her, and then actually we did the whole thing through text. And I kind of mentioned, my neck, and then getting the balm and the immediate, difference. And she said, Brenda, I want it. And she said, I can't. She says, I'm about a week out before I can use it because her foot is in a cast right now, so she can't really get to it. But anyway, she's so excited, and we're going to get her going, and I'm excited because I just know what it does. And the thought of, getting relief, you just, the new, how do you spell relief? It's RLV.
Oh,
Simple, let me tell you.
That's awesome. And your results too, that's awesome. Great.
Yeah.
This is amazing stuff, and we can get very excited. Now, not all of you live in the same kind of community that I do. I live in the military community. And hear me, and this is really, really important. It doesn't matter what kind of paperwork, what kind of nationally legal, how nationally legal this is, or federally legal this is. Nobody in the military can have this product in their possession. Nobody. CBD, doesn't matter where it comes from. CBD is a cause to kick you out of the military. You can't even have it for your pets in your house. Nobody. So if you come across somebody in the military, and yes, we have other amazing products. They cannot, and please do not even encourage them to think about it and leave it up to them, because even if they get they take the paperwork to their commanding officer and the commanding officer says yes, then not only they will be kicked out, but the commanding officer will be kicked out too. That's how serious it is in the military. So a story that I have, I met with a gal yesterday for a different reason. And she was asking me, I did not know her background. She was asking me about Relive. And so I was telling her about it, and I was very excited, of course, about the balm, and I showed it to her. And she said, you know, my husband has a lot of aches and pains. He's about to retire. He's got 19 and a half years. I went, wait a minute, you're in the military? And she said, yes. And I said, well, you can try this, but you can't have any of it. And not until he's retired, because you will get kicked out. And she said, well, it's just, I'm thinking for me. And I said, no, you can't have it in your house. Check it out. You can't have it in your house. And sure enough, you can't. I mean, 19 and a half years to be kicked out and lose that retirement. I'm not going to be responsible for that. And I don't think any of you want to be either, because we're talking about careers. And the reason I know so much about it is not only because of the community I live in, but I also have a daughter in the military, and we have done some major research. So please, please, please make sure that you are not encouraging somebody in the military to have this. It's just not available right now until the military changes their policy. It's not okay. Now, on the other hand, as a distributor, it doesn't matter what is being distributed as long as you don't have it in your house. That's all. So it doesn't keep them from being distributor. Anyway, that's all I had to say. There's a lot of chat going on. Can I look at the chats? And anybody have? Oh. Okay, I don't know. I can't read them all. Anyway, okay, let's go on. So here we go. We're going to start our training now. And so we're all very familiar with this. It's all about new people. The circle of success, the fundamental steps. It is a do these steps, rinse and repeat. And it's pretty awesome because it's a successful model. And with the realist system, it is a business cycle. And we have daily activity, we have corporate support, but our fuel is in fact new people. Now, for the longest time, I had this idea that, I can only talk to new people, but new people or going back to people who have, like Yvette, she's got something for this person who it didn't work out for the first time around. Now it's working out. We have people we can go back to all the time. That's why we talk about our list being a living list. So here's the circle of success, all about action now. Look at this circle. because we're going to go into a little bit of detail about it, but the identify, the connect, sharing your story, ask for a decision, register and go, and then the follow-up, they are daily fundamentals. It's just, you know, set aside some time every day. Does it take all day? I don't know. I've been challenged to mark down how many calls I make, how many connections I make, how many presentations I do, and how many hours in a week do I do Relive. And it's been good for me because it's kept me focused. So let's start with the identify. Now, yes, here it says make a list, but one of the things that is really important is when we are talking to new people and they want to get involved, we make the list with them. It's a right from the beginning hand holding. It's not a babysitting, it's a support. So that you know, this is come up with 20 prospects, great, you know, 10 products, 10 business. This is minimal. And one of the quotes that was given me from my business networking group is your minimal expectations will be your maximum results. So make it big, think big, write why you thought of them. Everybody loves the fact when they are contacted, I thought of you because you came to mind. I was thinking about this and you came to mind. People love to be thought of, absolutely. And immediately when you're with your new distributor, or if you're new yourself and with your upline, you know, right away, who are the first 5 people? Let's get this started. Let's get money in your pocket right away. And there are always new people. There are always new people to talk to. This, because of the type of person I am, always have new people to talk to. It's one of those. It's like a command to me, and I will resist being told what to do. But to put, there are always new people to talk to, I'm like, cool, I can do that. So I'm just sharing me. So the next thing is connecting. And connecting with them. The interesting thing that has happened with me is I have a list. I call them. I meet up with them. I guess that's my connection. And sometimes I don't have them on the list. I'm meeting these people and then I'm connecting right away. It's just keep it fluid. These aren't rules. These aren't, you have to do this. So don't get legalistic about it. Allow it to be fluid so that you are for the person where they're at, not where they should be for you. And I mean, please understand that when I say this, I'm just sharing with you what I have been learning. But if you're excited, they can't help but ask you. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Wow, you're so excited about this. Let me tell you why. You know, and then finding out about them is key. So my connection and my appointment have been the same. But you know, your goal once you connect with them is to make an appointment. And that's really important. So here, making that connection. You have set it up, you set up an appointment and you're making a connection. What is the first thing that drew you? Why are you allowed to even, why have they opened the door for you to make the connection? You know, talking about them, finding out about them. Yes, you have a story to tell, but find out about them. How all of these appointments I've had that have been very um, meeting somebody for some other reason and it ending up being a relief presentation has all been because we're just conversing. I'm not trying to think about what they're talking about. Is it going to lead into a presentation? I'm accepting it for whatever it is. And if it leads to that, great. If it doesn't, that's great too, because I'm enjoying this person. And we're having a connection. It's that people connection and meeting them where they're at, and then taking it to how you can help them, what you can do for them, because you're having a servant's heart. It's not easy for me because I get a little egotistical, but having a servant's heart has been I'm getting a call, sorry, has been something that has kept me in the moment so that I'm listening to them and listening only to them. The person who is on this call who does this so amazing, I'm always amazed at when you are talking to Robert Laird, doesn't matter how many thousands of people are around or if there's just 2 or 3, the man has he's not distracted by anything. He's just talking to you. And I've watched him do it with other people. That's something I want to do when I grow up. It's about having that focus. Robert Montgomery has that too. At Chicago, when I met with him, when I just said hello to him, he was like in my face. It was just me. It didn't matter all the people waiting to say hello to him. He was just talking to me. It's a gift. It's an amazing gift. It makes people feel so great. So it's something that I practice as much as, well, all the time. So opening sentences, these are just suggestions. But I don't open up with this. It usually comes from a conversation. When you're having an in-depth conversation with somebody, just really talking to them about where they're at, something's going to come up that you can share. Don't look for it, just allow it to happen. And we have lots of tools. One of the things that I heard on a training, and Luann brought to my attention, is something that is taught by Joe Felger, and that is, you're talking to somebody and maybe a new distributor, or have you met so and so? Oh, let me get them on the line. There's a story right there. Have you met? You're connecting them to a community, and it's very exciting. It just incorporates them and includes them. So in share the relive story, yes, it is about your why. I think I have some slides out of place, but anyway, it is about your why and your belief in your heart. But I think that has already become pretty evident in your conversation. Sharing the whole relive story, that's not necessarily talking about Dr. Calogris and getting machine gun fire in his back and having, back surgery and in the field hospital and blah, blah, blah. That's about, it's sharing the whole relive story is just sharing about yourself. And if they ask more, there's more. But it comes. But sharing the stories about all the things that are wonderful about relive, all the things that you've experienced. How do you feel when you're expressing feeling? People connect on feelings. They don't connect on facts. That's why facts tell, stories sell. The story of how it made you feel. The story of how it made you feel when so-and-so called with their results, or how it makes you feel when you're getting these results, or results financially or physically. It doesn't matter. How does it make you feel? I'm so excited because today's a bright day. I just, how are you doing today? I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So much better now than I used to. Oh, well, what do you do? What's going on? Well, you got a minute or two, or let's set up something. I'll tell you all about it. Products and business. We've got the opportunity book. I always carry an opportunity book, the small catalog. It's I don't know what it's called, the products brochure, and and the what's your time worth. Those are the three things I always have. In those three, and I always take them with. I always have some with me, and when we get to that point of like we're meeting for something else, and then we have a meeting, or I go to a meeting, I have those things with me, and we will go through them. Then there's always online stuff and webinars, but the biggest thing is to introduce people to other people. Oh, have you met so and so? Let me introduce you to so and so. I always have a call ready. Robert Broberg helped me the other day. I had a presentation, and the poor guy has his own excavation business, and he got caught finishing it up. And so he wasn't at our appointment, even though I drove a long ways to get to him. But he felt so awful. But he wanted to hear the story. So I said, "Don't answer the phone. We're going to put it on your a voice drop." And Robert shared, and Roger shared, and it was because Roger's a business owner. It wasn't because Roger's in the excavation business, or that Jeff has a daughter with scleroderma. It's because they were both entrepreneurs, and Jeff was very appreciative of that. And now he can listen to it all the time, which is awesome. So I love the voice drop things. You never waste a story. So here, when you're talking to somebody, it's really, I always ask, what do you want more of? What do you want less of? And I know that this is a chart that that kids get at a doctor's office, but there's also pain in financial issues. What do you want more of? What do you want less of? And then I'm quiet. And some people will I want more time, or I want, there's some people that's like out in left field, and sometimes you need to bring it down, but it's up to them. It's what do they want more of and what do they want less of, because it doesn't really matter what they say. We can help them. We can absolutely help them. But we need to find out how we can help them. It's not about what has happened to me. It's like, how can I help you? And there's a lot that I have found that I have had to reassure people over and over and over again that there is no requirement and quota with Relive. So when a quick start becomes a quick start, they're at 25% for life as long as they pay their annual dues. That's how I tell them. You mean I don't have to do this every month? No, you don't have to do this every month. I don't have to have a certain number of people. No, you don't have to have a certain number of people. It's really your call. Of course, the faster the better, and I'm here to help you with that, but it's your call. Wow, really? I've never heard that about businesses like this. It's really assuring. I am so proud to be able to say, no, there's no requirements and there's no quotas. Costco membership, which is more expensive, but it's the same idea. So it's important to ask them what they want more of and what they want less of. Find out what they want. And then continue, and it's all part of sharing the Relive story. We have all sorts of different opportunities. There are the weekly meetings and events, and they're the in-home parties. Oh my gosh, everybody who has joined me in the business cannot wait for the shake party box. They're so excited. They I can't wait either, because are we becoming a home party company? I don't care. It's not a requirement. You don't have to do it, but it certainly is a way. The webinars, the conference calls, your upline, other distributors, and other distributors. Bless all of you on this phone. I've used all of you, and you're always so willing and so available and so wonderful. I just thank you all so much. The lifestyle magazine's awesome. The blog, being able to send that out, and the videos. I must have sent out like 5 this morning already. Just touching base. Hey, thought you'd like this, and especially the RLV video with Katie on it. And I'm like, oh, awesome. It's great. But again, I remind myself all the time, and I'm happy to say, I don't know, but I will find out for you. I don't know, but let me do some research, and then my research is, hey, I've got somebody, I found somebody who has the answer, and let's get them on the phone. It's just it's that simple, but I have to work at being simple. So Relive does make it simple, and there was a training, or I think it was a Monday call that Robert did about how complicated it is to make things simple, and Relive has made it simple. The new distributor kit for $20, I should have put in here until the end of August, but it's awesome. It's awesome. Getting people to sign up to it just makes sense to them. I'm like, hey, for $20 you get 20% off. That's a pretty great deal. You'll be called a distributor. Don't worry about it if that upsets you, because some people are like, I just want the 20% off. Fine. You'll be my wholesale customer. I'll deal with it. You know what happens is they start introducing people, and then all of a sudden they want to be the distributor. That's fine. I'm happy to meet them wherever they are. But right now, for $20, you get 20% off, and you don't have to be on auto ship. You get to call your own shots. Cool. People who want to be on auto ship, or, oh, well, no, I'm going ahead of myself. But this is a great start. It's something that I've been using continuously. And then, of course, for customers and preferred customers, they've got free shipping. Now, I made the mistake of telling a distributor, oh, there's free shipping. But then it also led me into like, I'm sorry, I was wrong. There's not free shipping at the 20% level, but there's free shipping at the 25% level, or the master affiliate. So which one do you want? But it's pretty cool. That's a lot of savings. For quick start and for master affiliate orders, the shipping is a big savings. So be sure to, these are things that you can say. You're just saying, hey, this is an opportunity. This is something that you can take advantage of. You don't have to, but this is happening now. So then it's make a decision time. I do not have products with me when I am talking. Well, I have my RLV stuff, but I don't have products with me for them to get started with. And it's because I found that I will make I make another appointment before I end the presentation appointment to get them be at their home, get them started on the shake, do that whole thing. It's something that's worked better for me. So Maybe it's because I'm a control freak. I don't know. But at any rate, that's what I do. But I am prepared. I am prepared to do business. It's just that it's not all at the same time. It's part of the hand holding. I want them to know that I'm there. And yeah, it's an online thing. I use the app to get signed up. It's pretty easy. All of this stuff is sort of, I feel like it's not tech. it's I don't know when the last time was I had a paper form. I it's all on the app, which is really cool. And so, where do you want to get started? That's an important thing. Having given them all of that information, it's just a quiet and listen. And there's questions. Do I have to do this every month? What is it? What should I get stuff from my mother-in-law? Should I, what should I get? Because of who I am, I'm more let's talk to your mother-in-law as opposed to you getting stuff for her, because anybody who doesn't have a vested interest isn't going to give the product the value. It diminishes the value of the product. But but listening to what they want and need, it's just about going with the flow and being fluid, not set in stone. It has to go this way, and I'm checking off the list, because then people are feeling like you are selling to me, you're getting me to do this, and you're not listening. And we are listeners. We care. We absolutely care. So let's look at ways you can save on the products. Well, I've probably already been talking about that over and over again before we even get to this point. I find that I kind of do everything at the same time, but yes, we still go through the IXR. But it's, like I said, fluid. So who do you know who could benefit? Well, those names have already come up. And I've made note of those. So then we talk about them. Do you want to get a hold of so-and-so right now? Or shall we do it tomorrow? You have a choice today, right now or tomorrow. They'll pick one. May not be tomorrow, it might be the next day, depending on their schedule. But all I'm saying is they get two choices and then they pick one. So again, it's all together, customer, distributor, master affiliate. By the time we're at this point, the decision's already made. And then we're talking about who can we talk to? Who do you know who would be interested in this? I don't call it a relive business, because there's something I found that people like, ooh, I'm not a business person, or da 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 da. But I have used, if you have you are making a good living. It's a Tom Pinnock thing. If you're making a good living, what about increasing your giving? I did that yesterday, and that drew these people to this. It's like, oh, I would like to give more. And this would be a way for me to have more, to give more. Okay, let's talk about it. Register and go. The follow-up with consumers is really, really important. The circle of success is right there in the right-hand corner. But this is important. It is the very middle of it. I find that follow-up is what ignites the circle of success. So, what's your follow-up process looking like? And follow-up is just, here is, again, I'm just sharing what I've been learning myself. Following up is really easy when you let them know you're following up. So making sure that you have made an appointment before you make the next appointment before you end the appointment you're in. And that appointment can be, I, I'm going to be calling you with a friend. I can't wait for you to meet so-and-so. I am going to be sending you some videos, some information. I am going to, what I'm going to do. What would you, and the other thing I ask is, what information do you need specifically from me so that I can look it up for you? A lot of times they have nothing to answer. They're like, oh, I don't know, which gives me an open book so I can do whatever I want. But knowing that I'm there for them gives them the feeling of I'm not alone. She's not just throwing stuff at me and going to walk away. She's investing in me. And people respond to that. They're like, oh yeah, that'd be great. I'd love to see that. That would be great. I will listen to it. I will watch that video. I always set up an appointment when we're going to talk next. I will hopefully have somebody on the phone. If I don't, I'll have a recording. There are so many awesome recordings. And so it's never wasted. It's never wasted. So follow up is where I've fallen short, and follow up is what I am picking up, and it's making a huge difference. So again, it's about setting up distributors for success. What you're doing, they will copy. And when we're talking about, well, I'm getting ahead of myself here, the immediate action, yes, we help them with the list. We help them to connect. We help them to share the story. We help them to ask for a decision. We help them to register and go, and we keep doing that until they're doing it well on their own. And we help them to follow up. And until they're secure in doing it on their own for somebody else, you don't let go of them. It's just going through what it takes. I can't remember the distributor, but they suggest a notebook, a Relive notebook. And I love that idea and have utilized it. This is your Relive notebook. And you get those 99-cent journals or 50-cent composition books, and that's their Relive notebook. And they write down, how to order, how to register people, who they're thinking of, what specific calls that are very, very beneficial, what groups to join on Facebook, all of that kind of stuff. It's really, really great. I'm sorry, somebody might remember the name of the ambassador, but it was such a great idea, and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing that. Besides, if any of you know me, I love stationery and I love journals. I have lots of blank journals because I love paper. So you review the Relive system, and then you get going. Next step is to start the circle with them, right beside them, walking through with them until they are secure in doing it on their own. We've got so many tools, and all of them are emailable, and all of them are accessible. And I like this one in the center, Your Health, Genetics, and Lifestyle. I need to reorder those, but my favorite is What Your Time's Worth. It has been the most engaging for everybody that opens it up. I don't get the it's that 1, 3, 3, and 3 thing again. I don't get that roll eyes. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at this. Look at the savings. Look, oh, this is a good deal. What, do I have to do this every month? No, you don't. It's just really great. I love that tool. But everybody get familiar with the tools and utilize them. The videos are awesome. I didn't know what to put around the circle except for events, because our track is our track that we go around all the time. Tuesday meetings, Monday night webinars, Saturday morning trainings, around and around and around again. It's great. There is nothing better, and my goal is to get it on a regular basis, people contact. Having those Tuesday night meetings with people, or whatever night of the week, Saturday trainings with people, people being engaged with people is amazing. This webinar is awesome because we don't have, in our area, we don't have the ability to have people contact, but people with people, engaging people together, meeting together, that sense of community, far beyond anything online, whether it's the social media community or whatever, but face to face, there is nothing like it. We are created to be people, connecting with people, and it's awesome. But our daily activity with presentations, in-homes, meetings, upline, three-way calls, trainings, and webinars, those are just reminders of what's available, connecting new people to both, or more than one at a time. Getting a couple people on a call to listen to a story. Awesome. It doesn't have to be a regular conference call story. Get a couple of people on the call to listen to, Luann's story, or Robert's story, or Christine's story. That, Nathan's an excited guy. Get people on to listen, to have a Nathan talk to him, because that excitement is contagious. Then the podcasts are really cool. I love podcasts. I'm beginning to love them more and more because I listen to them all the time. The product calls, you can learn a lot from the product calls. All the support tools, but you learn the most from putting people on with other people. That's where I've learned the most. And when you're traveling with the people, you engage with these people, going to conference, learning from conference, from engaging with people. Yes, there's stuff on stage, but when you engage with people, that's where you glean so much information and time. New people need need to be introduced to people who've been in the business a while, because there's information. Are they making big bucks? I mean, for the longest time, I'm like, I'm not making 20,000 a month. Oh, okay, but why should that stop? It doesn't mean that the person I'm introducing to Relive can't make $20,000 a month. Why am I blocking their opportunity just because I feel like I should be? That was a big revelation for me. It's like, oh, I don't want that responsibility. I want to open it up to everybody. So next is engaging your team, making sure that, yes, they've got a library. I call it an arsenal of stories that other distributors, that they have tools, that they're familiar with the website, that they're familiar with what they can get from Relive, familiar with calling distributor relations and seeing that those people are really cool. They're really nice. There are a couple that I call up and go, hey, it's Louise, your very best friend. And they remember because I call them all the time with the stupidest questions. But they're so kind to me. And you're building ambassadors. They meet ambassadors. You're building relationships. And they see, I was talking to somebody, a friend of mine, who is in a different multi-level marketing business. And I was telling her in Chicago, about meeting with a very successful Relive distributor, and visiting with her and spending time with her and having a relation and developing a relationship with her. And the gal that I was talking to was overwhelmed. She said, "Oh, that would never happen. You have to be at a certain level before you can talk to people like that." I'm like, what? Oh my gosh, another thing that makes Relive so awesome. I mean, when we talk about it being a people business, it totally is. It's not about, oh my gosh, I am a gold presidential ambassador and you have to be at a certain level before you talk to me. Everybody's like, let me share my knowledge with you. What do you need? What can I help you with? Let me encourage you. It's amazing. It's amazing. So you stay engaged, you set goals for yourself, for your people. You know, yes, do they want they want to be making $10,000 a month? Well, they're not going to make it in 2 months, 3 months, but it's doable. But break it down so that they can see, you know, what a more logical step. We have that roadmap to presidential. It's pretty awesome. It's like, okay, here's your next step. If you're not a master affiliate, you become a master affiliate. And then your next step is a director. Then it's key director. And it's so exciting. I loved listening to Katie Moore on stage and then listening to her on a call recently. She has that new person excitement. I'm just all excited because as far as I'm concerned, I'm a new person. And it's contagious. It's absolutely contagious. Stretch their thinking, but also sketch out the steps for them. Map it out. It really is. It's exciting. Actually, Luann helped me out recently with this. Is taking all my people who are distributors, who are customers, who are and what's the next step for them? How can I help them get there? And that's the mapping out, and how is that going to help me? But it's first helping them, because it comes when you give more, you get more. So what will it take to be a key director in so many months? I have pulled out an old sheet of 30, 60, 90-day plan, and I'm working that. It's from, I think it's from anyway, that there's a 30, 60, 90-day plan. Everything's 30, 60, 90 days in this business. You know what you're doing now in 90 days, it will be in 90 days. If you're not doing anything now, in 60 and 90 days, there's not going to be anything. That's the way it happens. And who will be the next key director in your organization? Relives generosity. This is money on the table, people. There is I'm going over, so okay, here we go. The promotions. Look up the promotions, look at them, learn them, know what's there. This is like, oh my gosh, you get 1,000 extra. Of course, it's all new volume, but of course that's where it comes from, new volume. And then the promotion 1, promotion 2, promotion 3, read them, look at them. This is awesome. This is awesome for you as a distributor. This is awesome for you to offer to your team, engaging your team in these and reminding them there's money on the table, and Relive's really generous. So duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. It's about you bring somebody with you. You bring somebody along. It's not about telling them to duplicate. You do it. And you teach, and you bring somebody along, and you help them bring somebody along until they're bringing somebody along by themselves and helping other people bring them along. You stay connected with them. So who's next? And very quickly, are there any upcoming events that we need to know about? Because I'm sorry, I went long. Anything coming up in the next week? Besides Tuesday night meetings in your area? Awesome. Get people there. Anybody know anybody in Anaheim? Send them to the Lairds. It's an awesome meeting. Anything happening in Utah? Not this week. Okay, so everybody have a productive week. Thank you for sticking with me 6 minutes over. Love you all. Have a great week.
Great job, Louise.
Thanks.
Don't forget to stop the recording.
I'm doing that now. Thank you very much.